Election recounts waste time and money. Yeah, pretty much always. I'm the SkyPilot Dan Matthews. Now, I've been watching a lot of news recently here in Georgia because the Georgia Republicans are pushing hard to have more frequent and mandatory recounts in every election. The proposed bill mandating recounts for the top two races would cost our state $1 million more per election. The argument is that recounts make people more confident that elections accurately reflect their votes. So why not? I decided to do some research. I went back, not just in the state of Georgia, but nationally, and looked at elections for the last 10 years, looking at recounts in that period of time. I decided to look at how often recounts actually flipped an election, flipped the result. Surprisingly, I had to expand my search at first to 15 years and then even further because there was nothing, no national, no statewide recounts anywhere in the nation that resulted in changed results. You heard me right. There was not a single election, red state, blue state, in which the initial reported result was flipped by a recount. I had to go all the way back to 2008. Now, when a recount does flip a result, it only happens in elections that have just razor-thin margins. In the last 50 years, every single recount that actually overturned an election had margins under 300 votes. In fact, we've not seen a single candidate with even a 500-vote lead have that overturned in a recount. Not one. If your candidate loses by 1,000 votes, shoot, we can make that 750 votes, 500 votes. There is statistically no probability that a recount is going to overturn that result. Hand recount, electronic recount, it doesn't matter. Nonpartisan observers who study elections have actually discovered that the last 20 years, our elections have continually gotten dramatically more accurate, more dependable. Recounts are making less and less of a difference, not just in overturns, but recounts aren't really finding any meaningful change whatsoever. And here's the deep irony. All this recount energy is being driven by Republicans who want to make elections more reliable. But the last two times a recount actually flipped an election result anywhere in the nation, which was almost 20 years ago, it wasn't Republicans. The last two flips that happened, it was Democrats who came out on top.